Greetings, fellow humans. Bad Mark here with another transmission from Metre Keyboards. And today, you might think that you're having a bit of deja vu, because we're going to be taking a look at this beauty of a budget keyboard. One might say the budget king at this point. Honestly, for what you get for the price, it just can't be beat. I mean, it can't be beat. Yes, it's not a gasket mount. Yes, it does have a couple of tiny flaws, but it's QMK via. It can be modded to sound much better. It is a solid board out of the box. It is a 75% knob keyboard. The reason we're doing this again is because a friend of mine came by shortly after the first video I made with the Keychron, and he loved it. He absolutely not into keyboards, and he was like, I want it, and he ended up taking it from me. Not against my will, mind you. But so I went ahead and got another one, this time from Divinikey. And I'm going to be putting this together first stock. Yep, well, it sounds like somebody's here. I'm going to be putting this together stock, and some switches that I've lubed up, and some keys. And we're just going to do a basic sound test. This is going to be a quick video. But then I'm going to come back to it and do what I intended to do with my first one that I had bought, which is to mod it. There's a couple of different mods that have already been done out there, like the O-ring mod. I don't believe a pressure fit or O-ring style could be done, but I want to see what can be done in non-destructive ways to make this keyboard sound even better than it does stock. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and not do any mods to this. We're just going to go ahead and stick some switches in. Today I'm going to be working with some Jwick Blacks with the clear top. I thought I've got some dark top as well, but I thought the clear tops would work. It kind of match with the this one. This one's the smoky black. The solid black seems to be sold out everywhere. Apparently that's the one that people like, but I actually do not mind this one. I'm not usually a fan of translucent colors, but I do like this one. So let's go ahead and get to it. Just as a quick review, this keyboard can be bought from Keychron directly, but you're going to pay a lot in shipping. It starts at I believe $54 without the knob and $64 with the knob. But at Divinikey you get free shipping for orders over 100, and they did mark up the price. I want to say 64 and 74 if I'm not mistaken, but it's still, this keyboard for anything even under $80 is still a great deal in my opinion. But again, you got your quick start guide, you got your pulley. That's funny, my pulley came out of the bag in the other case as well. You got your card that reminds you to be very aware. I mean, I know they're hot swap sockets, but just be aware. I mean, it's too easy to pop off a socket, and it takes a lot of work, and sometimes it can't be fixed that easy. So make sure your pins are straight. It's a simple thing. We've also got a little tool set for opening up, which we'll definitely be using. A couple extra case screws, and it looks like probably a extra plate screw. And then we've got the Keychron cable. Again, Keychron, if you watch this video, please include a tail for the USB-C to USB-A adapter. That way you won't lose it. I mean, it's a simple little thing. It probably won't add much at all to production cost of these cables, and it's going to go a long way because a lot of folks are using these on laptops. Nowadays, the newer laptops, I've seen a lot of them that don't even have regular USB-A ports. So please, just come on, just put a tail on it. We don't want to lose the cable. And then we got a switch puller. It's a switch puller. It's not one that I use, but so those are the things that we have in the box. All we're going to need today, of course, though, is the keyboard. The features that I've got to say that's important to a lot of folks, but especially those of us that run Linux as an operating system, because a keyboard that is not only QMK programmable and VIA compatible basically means that we have the availability to control our keyboard and get full use of our keyboard, and not be quote-unquote penalized for choosing to use Linux instead of Windows or Macintosh, and even people that are on Mac. I mean, there's a lot of keyboards they don't have Mac drivers. So, I mean, Keychron does, I believe, because they are very Mac-centric. So, but anyway, as we've seen before, this is a 75% keyboard. It does come with south-facing LEDs. Now, one thing that I tell a lot of people, I know some people just read and they grab some of the most important points, or what they think are the most important points, when some people say, well, if you're going to buy a keyboard, make sure it's south-facing LED. Now, that's dandy, though. North-facing interference really is becoming less and less of an issue nowadays. But there are a lot of newcomers that are getting into the hobby, and they're looking at shine-through keycaps, and they're not considering the fact that south-facing keyboards, or south LED-facing or oriented or south-facing LEDs, are only going to work with shine-through keycaps that have the shine-through legend on the side or the front of the keycap. If you use regular top shine, they're meant for north-facing. So that's one thing that I try to tell people. If, you know, are you looking for RGB? Is shine-through important to you? Because a lot of folks getting into this, they do want it for the RGB and the pretty colors. And I can't blame them. I mean, that's part of the fun, is customizing this to your own heart's content. So if you are getting this board and you do care about shine-through, get one shine-through caps that are front or side legend, and you can find them on Amazon as well as YMDK, I believe, has them, and a couple of other sites, I believe. But anyway, it comes with the knob. It's the stabs on here are screw-in stabs. They aren't the best, but they aren't awful. They're just globbed with some just a glob of grease right there. But even stock, I mean, I was surprised last time. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be surprised this time as well. It feels a lot heavier than it should, and it's probably because of that silicone mat in there. There is no wireless on this, which is one of the things that this switch right here just for Mac and Windows. But almost all Keychron, especially the K and the C series, or the K series, all have Bluetooth. So, but the V, this is the V1. This is the first, and I'm guessing they're using V for value, and the Q for quality. I don't know, just my guess, but this is the V1. So as an entrant board into the hobby, I highly recommend this board. And I'm not one to recommend a product, you know, as a whole, especially Keychron. I've had my issues with Keychron. I've honestly at one point swore Keychron off, and I'm not even going to go into that to why, but that was my silly thing, my own personal issue. But they have really stepped up their game, and when they could put out a kit that has this level of quality as QMK Via out of the box and has such a low retail price, I only foresee this market just growing exponentially over the next few years. I think this is gonna be one of those keyboards that's gonna be remembered, hopefully more so than the GMMK Poo, which, I mean, unfortunately, yes, it brought some people in, but this is going to bring a lot more people in because the price of entrance is much lower, and you have something of quality out of the box. Then, if you spend the time and tune it, not only are you going to learn more about the internals, you're going to have a really great keyboard, and you're going to be really happy. So anyway, that's my, I don't want to sound like a commercial for Keychron. Again, I've had my issues with Keychron in the past. It's like Drop. I had my issues with Drop in the past, but damn, is their customer support. They have really improved their customer support from issues that I had years ago. So I guess you got to give props where props are due. And Keychron, I think, has been doing much better. So anyway, we're going to be putting some Jwick Blacks on here. And we're also, I got this set on a sale a while ago, and it got thrown in the empty box pile by accident. It was still in the box. Thankfully, I checked the boxes before I was breaking them down to throw away, and I was like, you know what? I completely forgot. Hey, I bought this. So it's literally brand spanking new. So anyway, this is the Akko ASA Bred. It's the black and red. I think it's really pretty. I think it's going to look good on this frosted set. Oh, sorry about that. Just moving my entire mat here. But like I said, we're going to start this build. This is going to be like I did before. It's just a stock build. Then I'll do a sound test. We'll close it out. Then I'm going to come back to this keyboard and I'm going to mod it up and see how good we can make this what is probably going to be the new budget king. I mean, I don't see too many other boards. I mean, let's just say that the LK67, which is a cute little board, mind you, it's not bad, and I have a few. I like them, but right now it's hard to find the LK67 cheaper than this. And this is a lot more substantial. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, I know the LK67 is a 75%. Okay, a Fecker. A Fecker is a great keyboard, and it does have the gasket mount, but I'd have to argue it's really hard. People are asking me right now for my recommendations, and it's hard for me to say, hey, don't get this, because like I said, out of the box, I think it's great. Let's see what happens with the stock test, and then we'll see how well we can make her sing with more modification. So let's go ahead and load it up.
Shut up and sit down.
Now I'm going to leave everyone with the sound test. Until next time, keep calm and keyboard on.